Well, guys, it's finally happening. What is up, everybody? It's Ask You Plays here, and in today's video, we're going to be making some predictions for the Simpsons X Fortnite collaboration. In case you haven't been keeping up with Fortnite leaks, or if you just need a bit of a refresher on them, the heavily rumored Simpsons collaboration just got confirmed via the recent Fortnite update in the form of the King and Kodos letter, which I showed you in the beginning of this video, being put in the game's files. Now, if you're new to this channel or you just haven't been keeping up with my community posts, you would know how long I've been wanting the Simpsons in Fortnite for. Like, seriously. I've been posting, asking for the Simpsons in Fortnite for daily for like more than half a year at this point. In fact, as I'm recording this video, I'm actually on day 265 of asking for Fortnite to collab with the Simpsons. Now, when this collaboration got leaked, and when obviously it was recently confirmed, dude, I was ecstatic. I mean, you can probably tell how excited I am. I already made another video a few days ago going over, like, when it was leaked. Yeah, dude, like, I've been asking for the Simpsons since 2019. I know it says that it's day 265, but that's when I started posting it. I've honestly been asking for the Simpsons to be in Fortnite since, like, at least early chapter 2. And, yeah, the fact they're finally happening after so long, it's still insane to me. But the thing is, as of right now, we don't know much about like what could be in the Simpsons collab or in the Simpsons season. So that's why I decided to make a lot of predictions regarding the Simpsons collab and, well, the Simpsons season in general. And now the way I'm going to be making these predictions today is going to be in the form of a bingo card. I don't think I should have to explain what bingo is. You all should know what bingo is. Just get 5 in a row and you win. Now, I was kind of thinking of doing something fun with this bingo card. I don't know if I'll completely go through with it, but I was thinking that maybe every time I get a bingo, I'll pick one of the top comments from this video and basically challenge you to make video suggestions on what I should do for video. Now, I just say just keep it, Fortnite related and appropriate and something you'll actually want to watch. Like, don't make me do something insanely long and hard and stupid and you're not gonna watch. I'm trying to say, like, basically, like, don't make me do some documentary on some freaking fallen empire or something. Now, one more final note before we get on to the video. The day I'm recording this, October 12th, we haven't seen anything about the Simpsons Fortnite season other than the glider, so I'm probably not going to be able to update this bingo card for at least like another 2 or 3 weeks until either the season comes out or more leaks come out. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to get updated like immediately. But I plan on making updates to it on my community posts when we start to get more information about the Simpsons season, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, let's get on with the video and after a really long intro. Alright, here's the card, and we're just going to reveal the spaces as we go on. So we are going to start with the free middle space. Starting with that free middle space, something I would think is basically guaranteed is a Homer Simpson Fortnite skin. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't we get a Homer Simpson skin? He's literally the main character of the show. But that'd be like if they added Venom, but not Spider-Man. Oh, wait. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, Homer Simpson is definitely happening as a skin. I don't really have any sort of order for the rest of the predictions, so we're just gonna go how I want to. For the second prediction, I'm predicting we'll get Homer's iconic "don't" as an emote. It's his most iconic catchphrase, but it can make it an emoticon or something, not an emote. Or maybe both. We don't know yet. We'll see when he actually does come out. Prediction number 3 is Homer's makeup gun as a weapon. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what this is from one episode where Homer makes like a bunch of really crappy inventions that don't really work, and he makes this like makeup gun and he proceeds to shoot Mars with it. It's a really funny scene, actually. I think it'd be really cool as a Fortnite mythic or something. I don't know how well this would sell, but I predict for prediction 4 that we'll get a Lego set for the Simpsons house in the actual game for Lego Fortnite. I say this won't sell well because, I mean, they barely sell Lego kits, and when they do, like, let's be honest, nobody buys them. At least no one who's actually sane. Seriously, for how expensive these things are, does anyone actually buy these? But I'll be honest, this would be the only Lego set that I would actually buy for looking at the game. Like, if I saw this, I would have to at least think about buying it. For prediction number 5, I predict the wind umbrella will be themed around a donut. A pretty simple prediction here. Let's do another skin prediction this time. So for prediction 6, I predict that we'll be getting a Simpsons style mashup for Jonesy. Basically what I'm thinking is that it'll be Jonesy, but what if he was on the Simpsons, so like he had like yellow skin and he was cel shaded and stuff. I know people don't usually like the mashup skins, because I know they did this with, you know, Marvel in their season, because we had like the fish stick Deadpool and the Wolverine Peely, and I know they did it in Star Wars. People hated it even more with the, you know, everyone's favorite skin, the Wookiee Team Leader. So, but I think they'll probably do it for the Simpsons. If they did it for Marvel and Star Wars and they got their own seasons, then they'll probably do it with the Simpsons too. Whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you. I got kind of a vague prediction for prediction 7, and basically I think that this moment from The Simpsons is going to be referenced in some way. The moment is when, you know, iconic moment when Bart uses a bunch of those megaphones to say testing, and then he destroys the whole town. I don't know exactly how they can make it, add it in the game. Maybe as like an emote or something, or maybe even like a mythic. I think that would be a really funny idea if they could somehow turn into a mythic. But yeah, I don't know, kind of a vague one, but I think that'll be referenced in at least some way. I'm pretty sure this one is probably going to happen, but I'm still going to put it here anyways. And basically, I believe that the trailer for the Simpsons season is going to be animated in the style of the actual show. Like, for most Fortnite trailers, like revolving around cartoons, they seem to do a pretty good job at making it look like the actual show. Like Peter Irvin's trailer, for example, it looks exactly like a Family Guy episode. You know, I guess same thing with like the dad crossovers we got for Father's Day this year, like the Hank Hill and Bob's Burgers one. So I think this one's probably going to happen. For another emote prediction, I predict that the Simpsons Couch Guide intro sequence is going to be an emote. And I had an idea for a sync emote for this, like actually a while ago, actually. And you know what I'm talking about, when they all run to the couch at the beginning of each episode and something random happens. I feel like it can maybe be random each time you do it with like your squad. And I honestly didn't know if they could do this, but you know, an emote that came out really recently showed me that they could probably do it. And you know, that emote is the couch emote for Beavis and Butthead, which I think is like a similar idea to what I'm thinking of. You just have you and your squad at the couch. And yeah, this emote would be really cool. Predicting a pickaxe for the Simpsons collaboration was actually kind of hard for me, because I mean, there's not a lot of weapons I'd say are really used a lot in the Simpsons, or just like anything that I think could be a good pickaxe. But I feel like one thing had to be one, and that's the green rod that Homer throws out in the Simpsons intro. And I don't know if you guys know this, but that rod actually has a name called the inanimate carbon rod, and I actually didn't know that till recently. So yeah, I think this could be a pretty good pickaxe for Homer Simpson. I feel that if there's one back bling that we all want for the Simpsons, I feel like it has to be Maggie. But I don't know if this would happen or not. As much as I want it to happen, I don't know how likely it is, considering that Maggie's a baby and they didn't do Stewie for Family Guy, they didn't do Jack for The Incredibles. So I don't know. Also, I think she could be a companion too, if they were to release the companions thing. I don't know when that's coming out actually. But yeah, this is a back bling I want, but I don't know how likely it is. These next two predictions are pretty similar, so I decided that I'm just going to cover them all at once. And these both revolve around Fortnite Festival. You guys are familiar with Fortnite Festival, right? It has The Weeknd, it has Hatsune Miku, it has the Gorillas, it has this lady. You wanna know what else it has? It has jam tracks for certain different collaborations in this game. It has a few Star Wars songs, it has the Power Rangers theme, it has an originally composed Ninja Turtles theme, which by the way, you should have just made the original Ninja Turtles theme and not just this new song, but whatever. And it literally just got a Scooby-Doo jam track literally just yesterday as I'm recording this video. You could probably tell where I'm going with this, but I'm going to predict 2 jam tracks for the Simpsons collab. The first one is going to be the iconic Simpsons theme itself, and the second one's going to be the Do the Bartman song. I'm also going to predict that maybe the Do the Bartman song will also get an emote to go along with it. And this would just be really cool. If we can't get a Bart as a skin, which is kind of foreshadowing later in the video, I would at least take Do the Bartman as an emote if we couldn't get him as a skin. You know what? We're already talking about him, so I might as well just bring up my third skin prediction, being Bart Simpson himself. I honestly don't actually know if we would get Bart as a skin, but if they wanted to make him a skin, I had two different ideas that they could go with. Number one is to take the Morty approach and put him in a mech suit. So imagine the Mecha Morty skin, but Bart instead of Morty. And then the second approach I had was to use the adult version of him, which is in the future episodes of The Simpsons. Out of these two scenarios, I would honestly prefer the mech suit version, just because, you know, it's still technically the original version of Bart. I would still take the adult version if it were to happen over not getting him at all, but that's just my preference. If you prefer the adult version, I guess that's totally fair. For prediction 15, I'm actually going to predict a POI that we'll get on the Simpsons map for this season, and that POI is Krusty Land. I think a Krusty Land POI would actually be a really cool idea for a location, especially because Fortnite's never really done like a full theme park as a POI. The closest thing I can really think of is the Baller Coaster from Chapter 3. But even then, it was just more of like a KPOI. The Krusty Land POI would be really interesting. You have a lot of rides. It can maybe even have like Krusty as a boss or something. And I mean, I guess something like the Simpsons house would be a bit of like an easier guess. But I feel like Krusty Land is a little bit harder of a guess because it's not guaranteed when I think that the Simpsons house or something like that is. But I don't know, we'll see in less than a month from now. Here's an easy prediction. A Simpsons TV backbling. I mean, I definitely think this is gonna happen. You know, we got one for Family Guy, and we recently got one for Beavis and Butthead, and the Simpsons TV is way more iconic than either of those. So I think this would be likely. It'll just work just like the Family Guy one, where it plays Family Guy clips, but instead of Family Guy, it'd be the Simpsons. And I think just reference like iconic moments from the show, like iconic memes, or you know, okay, reference stuff that is also put into the game along with like different emotes, like the Couch Gaggle one I mentioned earlier. Yeah, this would be a really cool background. Here's a prediction I have for the end event of the season, and I believe that the end event's gonna involve something around Homer, you know, messing up at work like how he normally does. And somehow that's gonna take us into Chapter 7. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the story's all over the place for Fortnite, and The Simpsons just makes it more confusing. Yeah, another skin prediction here, and this one is a lot safer than Bar. I say it's Krusty the Clown, and I feel like he is pretty likely. Like if they could do Homer, they could definitely do Krusty, as they're built almost exactly the same. Fortnite seems to really love giving random collaborations kicks, so for my 19th prediction, I'm predicting the Simpsons will also get kicks in some way. I don't know if it will specifically be the Adidas you see in the image I proposed, but I'm just thinking they'll get kicks in some way, whether it's licensed shoes or maybe original ones from Fortnite. You know, I'm just saying, I saw these Homer slippers, and I would love these as shoes. I would honestly buy them if they came out. For another email prediction, I'm predicting that we'll get Marge's iconic crumping dance. You know what I'm talking about.
I'll crump with you, sweetie pie.
If this emote actually came to the game, this would honestly be one of the best emotes of all time. I'm not even joking. So we're nearing the end of the predictions now, and we only predicted one other actual in-game item so far, so I think I should do another one, and this one is a donut consumable. You know, essentially think maybe something like the pizza, where it's just a bunch of donuts and you can eat it. It gives you health, maybe shield or some other effect. Yeah, a pretty basic prediction. For prediction 22, I'm gonna predict a cosmetic for, you know, everybody's favorite metaverse mode. Like, everybody just seems to absolutely love this mode. Yeah. Yes, we're talking about that mode. Rocket racing. A mode so dead that even Epic Games themselves want to forget about it. But surprisingly, they still make lots of cars for this mode. Probably because of, they work in Rocket League too. And again, you know where I'm going with this. I'm going to predict some Simpsons rocket racing stuff, some cars. I think if we were going to get Simpsons vehicle cosmetics, which is probably going to be pretty likely, I mean, Star Wars got them, Marvel got some, I mean, even smaller collabs get them too. I mean, we're literally about to get the Mystery Machine. So I think what we could get for the Simpsons would be Homer's pink car. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. The one you see in like almost every episode. This I feel like is like the only logical choice for a Simpsons car. I would think like the other Homer car, like the big green one that he makes, wouldn't be cooler, but the hitboxes on those would be pretty weird. I also think that the kind of narrow might be possible for Marge, which is like that big SUV from The Simpsons. But I definitely think they'll probably go with the sedan more. For one last emote prediction, I predict we're gonna get this really funny dance that Mo does in an episode. Basically, like, he does like a bunch of flips and stuff. He does like this really goofy dance, and then at the end he pulls out his shotgun and shoots. This would be a really funny emote again. And maybe minus the shotgun part, but especially if we get a Mo skin too, which I want to put him down, but I don't really have enough room for predictions here. So yeah. For my final skin prediction in this video, I'm predicting Ned Flanders is going to be a skin. Ned Flanders is honestly one of my favorite characters on The Simpsons. Like, he's just really funny and goofy, and he's a pretty nice character too. And I really love saying "Hi daily ho neighborino," and I'd actually would really like that as an emote. Now that I'm thinking about that, I shouldn't put it down. Yeah, anyways, I don't know how likely he is though, because he is pretty religious in the show, and Fortnite likes to like not do religious stuff. But I think they can definitely separate him from, religion and like Christianity and stuff, and make him work as a skin, because he would be really funny as a skin. Imagine getting full piece by Ned Flanders. And with that, we only have one last prediction left. And the last thing I'm going to predict for the Simpsons X Fortnite collab is the collab being referenced in an actual episode of The Simpsons. Yeah, I know this is kind of more of an out there prediction, but I think it would be really cool if this collaboration was actually referenced in an actual episode of The Simpsons. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, 10 years ago when they were doing, like, the big Lego collab, and they had a bunch of Lego sets. I mean, I mentioned it earlier in this video, but yeah. And then they did the Lego episode, which was, like, to promote the sets. So I think, imagine if we got that for the Fortnite collab, they did, like, a whole episode around Fortnite. Like, that would be really cool. Like, or not even just an episode, maybe just, like, a reference to the collab. Like, yeah, the Simpsons characters bring up how they were in Fortnite or something, and like that would count for this, and that'd be really cool if that happened. But anyways, with that final prediction, we are finally done with the Simpsons X Fortnite predictions bingo card. Do you guys agree with my predictions? Do you guys have your own predictions? Are you just as excited as the Simpsons collab as I am? Please let me know in the comments. Also, I know this is a different kind of video than what I usually make, so please tell me how you like the video in the comments, because maybe if this video does well, I'll do more of these in the future. But anyways, Homer for Fortnite, we won. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.